Imagine transforming a small business into a multi-million-dollar a year brand on Amazon. Sounds impossible? Well, a few years ago, I partnered with a small brand that had potential, but just lacked the strategy to scale. And today that brand pulls in over $2.5 million a year annually on Amazon alone. So if you're struggling to scale your brand on Amazon, you're not alone. Many brands hit a wall because they don't have the right strategies in place. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact steps that we took to make that transformation happen, and more importantly, how you can apply these exact strategies to accelerate your own brand's growth. So my team and I have helped some of the best and biggest brands in the world like Ridge Wallets, Hexclad, BK Beauty, The Woobles, the list goes on and on. We've helped them to dominate on Amazon, and I'm here to share those exact strategies with you. So stick around, because the last strategy I'm gonna share with you is a total game changer that took this brand from 6 figures to over $2.5 million in a year. So let me tell you a little story about a guy named Jose. Jose was a young guy, a regular guy, selling suitcases at a small mall in California. At that time, many years ago, I used to teach people how to sell on Amazon. I don't do that anymore, but Jose became a student of mine. But unlike any other student of mine, he was so ambitious and so focused. Any advice that he took, he just totally ran with it. So I literally helped Jose find a product on Amazon. He found that product, launched it, and worked so hard, and ended up becoming a multi-million-dollar brand. It changed his life. He dropped out of school in a good way, became financially independent. He helped his family so much. In fact, he moved his whole family to Puerto Rico, which is a great tax haven if you're aware of that. So in the process of that though, Jose's business was growing, but he ended up having, lots of different issues with black hat competitors attacking his product, because he became, a best-selling product in his brand. He was making millions. He was actually even in the process of selling his business. So this was back in the day when everyone was trying to buy Amazon businesses and the business became valued so high. I was actually one of the first people to ever sell my company, BlexGuard Support, to an aggregator. I sold that company about 6 years ago. So there became this huge wave of aggregators buying Amazon brands, and Jose was a young guy, 22, 23 at this time, trying to sell his company for multiple millions of dollars and, changing him and his family's life. In the process of selling his business though, these black hat competitors, people hijacking your listings, people entering your category, taking reviews from unrelated products, merging them together to just come in, they go from not selling in your category to then having, 10,000 reviews and just totally destroying the market. So those things happened to Jose, and it was really sad to see, but overnight his multi-million-dollar a year business really kind of crashed in the process of selling his company. So Jose at this point, at first he was just a student of mine, but then he became really like a friend and a younger brother. At that point, I kind of jumped in with my team and I was like, Jose, man, let's get your business back on track. It had totally crashed from its peak. Okay, so we looked at many different strategies. We saw the listing that he had. His product was a high heel foot pad for women, didn't have a high heel in the main image. So right away, I said, hey, let's start there and let's have a phenomenal, best-in-class main image to help your listing pop. And then I also did research using Search Query Performance Report data, and I saw the market price was actually far lower than what he was selling his for. So if everyone wants to have a very high margin, and at the same time he was selling for such a premium price, his conversion rate was bad, the listing quality was not there, and he just was not moving, and his keyword ranking was just plummeting. It had really crashed. So we did a full listing overhaul, got the best main image in the whole category. Many people are trying to copy that now. We lowered the price a lot. So this increasing the quality of the listing, especially the main image, but all throughout the listing, making a badass commercial as well, like high-end video production. All those things coming together drastically increased his conversion rate. Simultaneously, we saw that, hey, there's an opportunity to grab the bestseller badge. So Dr. Scholl's, everybody knows Dr. Scholl's, CVS, Walgreens, wherever, Walmart, they had the bestseller badge in the category and they were selling for very cheap. When you have the bestseller badge on Amazon, your sales will go up by at least 30 or 40%. If you're in a competitive space, even more. So we said, man, let's lower the price, increase the listing, and push PPC as hard as we can to actually go up and grab the badge. When we grab the badge, we all of a sudden increase sales overnight by 30% extra. On top of that, and Dr. Scholl's lost 30% in sales. So strategic advantage. And once we got that badge, we've literally never lost it since. So I highly recommend finding whatever subcategory that you're in, reverse engineer what the best people in your category are doing. What keywords are they ranking for? What does their main image look like? Who are they speaking to when they're listing? See what listings convert best. Take all those data points, blend them together, find the best of both pieces, get an amazing team, perhaps like Full Circle, to do incredible photos and videos to increase the click-through and conversion rate. of your listing, that investment has crazy ROI on it. Find out if you can get that bestseller badge, grab it and figure out a way to never lose it. So we got that bestseller badge and we pumped up the PPC, and then we monitor who's the number 2 and number 3 person in the category. And we spend aggressively to make sure that we never lose the badge. We always keep a healthy margin. And then simultaneously, because this brand was attacked, there was black hat competitors and bad players coming into the market, we also implemented a whole kind of policing policy where we're not ever having bad intentions to take down any fair players in the game. You know, it's a market, it's an open market. I believe in fair competition. But at the same time, if people are gonna come in and cheat in terrible ways, just merge reviews from unrelated products, put them together and come into your category, gotta report them. So I'd highly recommend having a team that is monitoring the greater category, being aware of black hat competitors that are coming in your space and reporting them. They're taking money out of your pocket using, totally by nefarious means. Having a policing policy in place is extremely important. So the story continues on. All of a sudden, overnight, and we had the bestseller in the then we got the bestseller in the category. We're maintaining it. We're beating Dr. Scholl's, and very cool, the Today Show, one of the most popular TV shows in the United States, saw that this was just such a best-selling product and a really cool product, and they actually asked to have it featured on their TV show. You can watch this video as well. Walkies, was on the Today Show, and that was a cool spike to see as well. So because we did all of these best practices, optimizing listings, really focusing on PPC and drilling down to which keywords we need to target, grabbing the bestseller badge, making sure we're owning it, policing the category. We got to be featured on one of the biggest TV shows in the United States. That was amazing. It totally turned his brand around. He was making tens and tens of thousands of dollars profit a month. It grew tremendously. And around that time, before he was trying to sell his brand, I just, learned deeply so much about the brand. I helped him find this product 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And I'd watched him grow as a person, his company develop. I just knew so much about the product in the category and I loved it. So I actually decided to buy his brand. So funny, he used to pay me $100 an hour to teach him how to sell on Amazon. I don't do that at all anymore. And then flash forward many years later, I pay him $1 million to buy his company. After I bought that company, I just saw so much opportunity. He had put all of his attention and focus on one product, dominated the market with it. But what I realized is hey, he's not selling in Canada, he's not selling in Europe, and there's probably 4 or 5 similar products we can launch under the same brand. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. When you launch a brand in a different market, you take all your reviews with you. Jose's brand, now my brand, Walkies, is the market leader when it comes to quantity and quality of reviews. We took it to Canada, now we're the #1 review leader. We're about to take it to Europe. By the time this video airs, it's probably gonna be in Europe. And we're gonna come in right away in every European market with the most amount of reviews. We're just adding incremental sales with a very low lift, low effort. And for that, actually for expanding internationally, Brand Access is a really awesome company that cuts all the BS about expanding internationally. I don't want to have to learn the tax and legal systems of every European country or any country around the world for that matter. So they just really help simplify it and get your brand in other marketplaces ASAP. Because basically if you're not there, it's an opportunity cost, right? So you're missing out on sales every day you're not selling in Europe. If you have a successful brand, if you're doing low 7 figures, you need to be international. Simple as that. So that's what I highly recommend wherever your brand's at. Really, implement these best-in-class strategies, go international, make sure your listing converts better than anyone, get that bestseller badge, find out which subcategory you can be in to grab the bestseller badge, and implement all of these things, and you can be a market leader and have a phenomenal business. And that's how I did it with Walkies. So by scaling strategically, we transformed Jose's small brand into a multi-million-dollar powerhouse on Amazon. That led to a very successful 7-figure exit for him. It led to a great acquisition for me. So the key takeaway, not just about growing, it's about growing smart with all of the best practices and a very clear roadmap in mind. So with all these best practices in place, you're clearly on your way to mastering the platform. If you're like Jose and you don't just watch videos or take courses and do nothing, but you really take action, subscribe to my channel. I'm talking about the absolute most cutting edge strategies that I've used to sell on Amazon. This year, I'll manage over $200 million on Amazon with the best brands in the world. I don't have a course to sell. I give away this information for free. Subscribe to my channel and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.